The job market is where people applying for jobs are all being rejected because of AI. Young people are using ChatGPT to write their applications. HR is using AI to read them. Nobody is getting hired. Love the modern economy. Also, 90% of job postings are fake. I don't know if it's 90%, but a lot of companies will post fake job listings because having a bunch of job listings open make it look like the company's growing, which is good for speculation. They want to look like they're growing. Harris started looking for his first real job months before his graduation from UC Davis this spring. He had a solid resume, he thought, a paid internship at a civic consulting firm, years of volunteering at environmental defense organizations, experience working on farms and in parks as well as offices, a close to perfect GPA, strong letters of recommendation. He would move anywhere on the West Coast, living out of his car if he had to. He would accept a temporary, part-time or seasonal gig, not just a full-time position. He would do anything, filing paperwork, digging trenches, to build his dream career, protecting California's wildlife and public lands. He applied to 200 jobs. He got rejected 200 times. Actually, he clarified, he didn't get rejected 200 times. A lot of businesses never responded. Right now, millions of would-be workers find themselves in a similar position. Corporate profits are strong, but the jobless rate is 4.3%, and wages are climbing in turn. But payrolls have been essentially frozen for the past 4 months. The hiring rate has declined to its lowest point since the jobless recovery following the Great Recession. 4 years ago, employers were adding 4 to 5 workers for every 100 they had in the books, month in, month out. Now they're adding 3. At the same time, the process of getting a job has become a late capitalist nightmare. Online hiring platforms have made it easier to find an opening, but harder to secure one. Applicants send out thousands of AI-crafted resumes, and businesses use AI to sift through them. What Bumble and Hinge did to the dating market, contemporary human resource practices have done to the jobs market. People are swiping like crazy and getting nothing back. Every time Harris logged into LinkedIn or Indeed, he would see scores of gigs that seemed like they would be a perfect fit. He would read a posting carefully, scrub his resume, tailor an introductory note, answer the company's screening questions, hit send, hope for the best, and hear nothing in response. Again and again and again. Other job seekers described similar experiences. In suburban Virginia, a paralegal named Martine got laid off by a government contractor in April. Like Harris, she did not want to dim her employment prospects by providing her full name. She saw plenty of jobs being advertised at nonprofits, law firms, consultancies, and universities. She sent out dozens of applications. She even got to the second round a few times, but she never came close to being hired. I have 10 years of experience, she told me. I'd be happy if a person just told me no at this point. For employers, the job market is working differently too. Businesses receive countless ill-fitting applications, along with a few good ones for each open position. Rather than poring over the submissions by hand, they use machines. In a recent survey, chief HR officers told the Boston Consulting Group they are using AI to write job descriptions, assess candidates, schedule introductory meetings, and evaluate applications. You know what this reminds me a little bit? Of that Slavoj Žižek bit, where his ideal date would be one where he brings a prosthetic penis and the woman brings a prosthetic vagina so they can insert them into each other and leave it in the corner while he and the woman talk about their interests and their lives and stuff, like over by the and the couch, so they can like let the machines do that work and they can focus on what they want to. I feel that reminds me of the, like, if people are flooding all job applications with AI crafted resumes, it makes sense that HR companies or departments and companies would use AI to curate through them, right? Because no company is going to want one of their HR reps spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, fishing through trash, basically. Yeah, it's an arms race. It goes back to like the square tax, right? It's kind of like, man, it seems like the only way of doing this properly, the only way of fixing this problem is you just have to come in person, right? Like, if you're applying for a job, you should just show up in person and they should just interview you in person, and that would like immediately fix it. It's the same as like Tinder, right? You can spend a million hours swiping people on Tinder or Hinge, or you could like meet a person in real life. The difference being, with a job application, at the very least, you know for a fact that both people are interested going in the same thing, hiring and being hired. But the problem is they'll still tell you to apply online. Yeah, because that's where their system is built out. I'm aware of that. I'm saying like that is the system that should be used. It seems like everyone wants that system, but nobody's willing to shift to it. In some cases, firms are using chatbots to interview candidates too. Prospective hires log into a Zoom like system and field questions from an avatar. Their performance is taped, and an algorithm searches for keywords and evaluates their tone. Priya Rathod, a career trends expert in Indeed, told me she understands why seekers feel as though their resumes are going into a void. But she argued that the online platforms make it easier for people to find open positions, and that AI can, quote, get them to the next stage of the interview quicker if the applications fit an employer's needs. Still, a lot of job applicants never end up in a human to human process. The impossibility of getting to the interview stage spurs jobless workers to submit more applications, which pushes them to rely on ChatGPT to build their resumes and respond to screening prompts. Harris told me he does this. He used ChatGPT pretty much every day in college. He finds its writing to be more professional than his own. Ugh. And so the cycle continues. The surge in same AI authored applications prompts employers to use robot filters to manage the flow. Everyone ends up in a Tinderized job search hell. So improve your own. Guys, why would he improve his own professional writing skills if it would just be pitched into an AI void? What's the point? Again, it's material incentives from both sides. As long as this is the arms race, both sides are like incentivized into the lowest effort. Yeah, it's like a power creep from of disinvestment, you know? For months, the economy has been in a low hire, low fire equilibrium. Virtually every sector of the labor market except for healthcare has been frozen. The amount of time a worker has spent looking for a job has climbed to an average of 10 weeks, meaning that Americans are spending 2 weeks longer on the job market than they were a few years ago. The share of American workers quitting a job has fallen to its lowest level in a decade because of concerns about rising prices and jitters about slowing growth. The equilibrium now seems to be falling apart, and a full on recession looks likely. Black workers have experienced a dramatic surge in joblessness, in part because of the Trump administration's mass layoffs of federal employees. The 154,000 civil servants who took the White House's fork in the road, deferred resignation offer will receive their final paycheck this month. More than 10% of workers under the age of 24 are searching for a job. Performance based and strategic layoffs are increasing. Lydia Bossor of the consultancy A Parthenon wrote in a note to clients last week. Cracks are increasingly showing. What is a worker supposed to do? Martine and Harris and millions like them are still trying to figure that out. She keeps on applying, whereas he's doing landscaping and volunteering. Rathod said she recommends old fashioned networking, asking recruiters out for coffee, going to in person job events, and surveying friends and former employers for leads. Such strategies might work if employees begin hiring again, but if not, millions more people might be left pitching their CVs into the void. What was that op ed written recently on the Financial Times of a woman who said, I don't have my job because of my skills or my output. I have my job because of the friends that I have, which was like an extremely, straightforward acknowledgement of the way the economy works for these people. Why AI won't take my job. I owe my position to status and connections, not the output of my work. You're That's how it should work for everyone, by the way. Like in the good economy, you would keep your job at the coffee shop, not because you have hyper optimized your coffee output, but because you know the manager and you know the people who work there and they like having you work there and it feels personal. Interpersonal networking still key to finding work? 100%, yeah. Oh, is this fake? Oh, I only saw the screenshot and never looked into it. Oh, okay. Well, this fake screenshot then still proves an important point about networking. It's spiritually true. Yeah, I mean, whether or not the article was, I don't even know what the joke is. Why would somebody fake this? It's true. Like the sentiment is true. Oh, is this like a sexism thing? Is it like women at HR have their jobs because around the water cooler they all gossip about how their husbands have tiny penises, and that's like all the people getting jobs are that one lady, you know? Like that one meme, the I love candidates, but I would never ever 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 hire one, And the graph behind her with the chart decreasing over time, number of candidates hired, that kind of thing. Like people seem to genuinely believe HR is the one who makes hiring decisions. I got a job once because I was wearing my college t-shirt and the VP went to that college and asked if I wanted a job in a hotel lobby. My brother is an extremely talented chef, and he literally got into the restaurateur industry because of an errant conversation that my parents had at a bar. Like it literally, the ground floor is often just like random human connections. The reason for that, of course, is because what in 99% of industries, what most people fear most in an employee is not a lack of skill. It's a lack of like proper social cohesion, you know? Vast majority of times people fear an employee who's a weirdo freak, who's irrational, who's difficult to talk to, who has like personal issues or whatever. And as people are getting more alienated and antisocial, that problem is getting worse. It seems like overwhelmingly what people want is a vibe check. Like you just want to meet a person in person and just go like, oh, this person's normal. If this person makes a mistake, I can tell them that and they won't flip out or get a complex. If this person doesn't know something, they can learn. None of this is taught or learned through resumes. Still, pretty grim, huh? Real article for reference. Why AI won't take my job. The technology is no match for felt experience in the real world. Okay, that might also be true, but like, again, I don't understand what the joke is here because this is how jobs are supposed to work. Like, obviously the output of your work is relevant, but do you think that when you apply for a job, it's rational for that employer to then like rationally compare your output in that job to every single other potential candidate of the millions of people out there? No? Like, that's a little weird if you think about it. Like you're applying to work at Starbucks and you're getting added into like an algorithm database to assess your productivity at like percentage wise, what is your like phrenologically determined aptitude for talking to employees when you should be cleaning the fucking espresso machine, you know? Like dial it down a little bit, okay? We're all just human. As always, social skills are the most important skills you can learn, bar none. Yeah, memes like this are extremely funny, but it does make me worry a little bit that people unironically think that the economy is being gatekept by a professional cast of HR ladies in their mid-30s who live with their cats. When in reality, what's happening is that extremely wealthy AI consultancy groups are pitching these resume searching algorithms to businesses as a way of optimizing their workflow, and the managers are accepting it, and the HR ladies are just the people you happen to meet with after you've gone through that wall of the aforementioned Zizek, artificial pussy, artificial penis fucking, you know? Like, the HR person is just like the person on the other end of the wall that you see. They're not they're not managing that. When did anyone say that, Nuts? Don't test me. Well, they're too mad to think about that? Yeah. They serve the basic function the AIs do now? Not really, no. Like, companies have always been particular about hiring people, but like now we're in an arms race of disinvestment from the process of hiring hiring employees or applying to these companies, you know? We're in a different game. We're in the end game now. I guarantee you guys, it is much easier to find a job with local businesses that don't have an online AI portal than it is to go work for like a major company right now. Good luck applying to fucking Microsoft or whatever, okay? If you could probably get a job at like a local place much easier. Just saying, know who to blame here, okay? There are material incentives that go beyond women being annoying, which they have been known to be. What do neurodivergent / autistic people do to get hired based on skills? You don't get hired based on skills. Haven't you been listening? You get hired based on your social acumen, and your ability to like read the room. So you have to get good at those things. Social skills are just that. They're skills. Whether or not you have an intuitive grasp of them doesn't really bear in your ability to get better at them. You just have to think about it. I'm not saying that's easy. I'm just saying it's what you have to do. What if you're terrible at those things? Then get better. I don't know what you want. Like, I don't know. Like, this is the world we live in now, okay? It's like, imagine if it was the 1400s France, and you're like, listen, I understand 99% of the economy is farming, but like, I'm bad at farming. What do I do? Well, your ass is gonna die if the Lord catches you sitting on a rock when you're supposed to be fucking producing the grain that's gonna go to the Lord come midday, come summer's eve. Your grain pile is like 2 feet tall. Buddy, he wants a fucking carriage full. Some people literally can't though. Do they just die? I don't know what you want from me. You can't blame me for the world being unfair, dog. I'm just offering advice. Also, I think that like saying that you can't succeed in the modern economy because you lack social skills is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, yeah, no one who ever told themselves they suck at being social is ever gonna rizz up a HR broad, you know? Like, fucking have a bit of a backbone. Get some practice in. How can you even know whether or not you're good at socializing? You never fucking try. When was the last time you left the house and went to like an organic social event where you didn't know anyone there? When was the last time you went to a outdoor music show or a block party or even a bar and talked with some of the people? Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. When was the last time you even exercised social skills with strangers that weren't online or the person selling you the groceries, okay? I'm not telling you it's fair. I'm telling you that it's your life and you have to make a decision. But you know what? Fuck it, okay? The more you guys suck at socializing in the greater Seattle, Tacoma area, the more my immediate friends are going to have luck with their employment prospects. You know, one less person to compete with. I'm just saying, listen, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and you're sitting in the corner chewing on your tail. Fine, I've got my own dogs in the race. I introduced myself to the waitress at a sushi place I frequent near I live. That's dope. I like to hear that. Why the fuck would I do that if I don't enjoy it? You should enjoy that.